festa do fim de semana.
Hi friends, welcome to Data Driven Buzz. Today I'm meeting with my friend again, Kunal Singh, the marketing specialist from Google, and he served as a client solution manager at TikTok.
Really happy to be here for the second time. Can't wait to, get started and talk about TikTok.
Yes, very exciting topic today, Kunal. It's not just a trend, it's a marketing powerhouse. It's where creativity, culture, and commerce collide together in one beautiful app. That people might be surprised knowing that TikTok made over $20 billion through advertisements in 2024. Now, that speaks volume about this platform. And if your brand is not experimenting here, you are losing a lot of visibility and ROI. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree with that. And, it's great to see those numbers, but I'm not at all surprised to hear. In fact, I was expecting the numbers to be slightly higher. You know why? Because if you just look at TikTok, right, it's something which has just took the world by storm. During the
Mm.
pandemic, the app boomed so much that the Googles and the Facebooks of the world got scared of it.
Yeah,
And it made them go in, and Instagram had to develop reels at a really, really fast pace.
correct.
YouTube had to develop YouTube Shorts. This is how scared, the world became of
Mhm.
TikTok, this, app from China. And yeah, I mean, TikTok has become like, I believe a standard household name now across a lot of places.
Yeah.
Here in India, we do not have luxury of having TikTok because it's banned already. But yeah, maybe US is also going on the similar lines. But if I can just say one more thing, in my last job was at TikTok, and I really, really enjoyed over there. Honestly speaking, TikTok, it's a Chinese firm, and it was really good to work at. And
Mm.
over there, we could see the disruption happening daily.
Mm.
Quarter on quarter, the numbers were increasing like anything. The features we had, the things we were doing on TikTok. I mean, the available features on TikTok, the way creators are engaging with TikTok was just wow. I've never seen any product develop at such a high pace.
Yeah.
I remember there were days wherein I opened the app and I was just scrolling on it mindlessly for 2 hours. That's how addictive this app was. Can't wait to just dive deep into all these topics.
It definitely is. They created a transformation, especially they were the first one to make their default as the vertical video screening. Like we were all used to so much in the landscape format, like YouTube videos, traditional videos. But what Instagram and YouTube Shorts developed was probably through inspiration from TikTok. And yeah, before we dive into questions, I would just like to recognize TikTok for the features and the trend setting things that they popularized the very first time. So, like we talked about the vertical full screen short videos format, then For You page. This was a hyper personalized algorithm that pushes content on the basis of users' behavior. So, if I'm into watching comedy clips, it will give me more and more of those to make sure I am hooked to the app. And this is something
Yes.
which
Yeah.
makes the app unique, right?
Yes. And we hear about AI ML, day in, day out today, but imagine, back in 2019, 2020, when, this was
Yeah,
still upcoming. This is where TikTok used machine learning and artificial intelligence really well. You just spoke about the For You page, right?
yeah.
So what TikTok really does on the For You page is they track each and every interaction a user has.
Mm,
If they spend 1 second on a video versus 2 second on a video, or they watch
mm,
the video twice, they look at, how many times a video has been liked, which videos you're
mm,
liking, how many comments you're doing, which ones are you sharing. And based on that, TikTok has access to, such rich data that
mm.
they, find the most relevant video for you, and they keep bringing up it on your feed one after the other, one after the other.
But
And
that algorithm works
in
so
this,
well. I mean, you
yeah,
you
it works
carry you
so
take
well
those
that
signals, yeah. But
yes, yeah, and take your signals and build a profile of a user that this is the user, say he's a male or female in this age bracket, his user is interested in these three, four topics. Even within those topics, that maybe
mm,
they're interested more in dance video, that they're more interested in celebrity videos,
mm,
books, movies, and based on that, they show some really, really relevant videos. And at the end of the day, do you know what they are really doing? TikTok is actually monetizing your attention. TikTok
wow,
is capturing a user's attention
well said.
so, in such a powerful way that, you know, it just makes you hooked. Like Pratik, you mentioned, right? You just downloaded
Mm.
TikTok and you scrolled through it. Tell me, how did you feel? Did you feel, that they just captured your attention like anything?
It was amazing, yeah. I just felt like suddenly my phone video was also like had more clarity, and the kind of content even now today I'm seeing on Instagram, in TikTok, it was better. And the fascinating part for me, Kunal, was so I tested it with a small clip which I made for Vanya on Instagram. So my daughter Vanya, she's sitting on a kid's bike with another kid, and so I uploaded this video on TikTok, and before I'm able to do anything, I just uploaded it. It automatically gave me a suggestion to add an audio track, and the audio track were listing all the songs that has ride in it, like ride my bike and kids bike and all those things. This did not happen in Instagram. I was surprised, like TikTok is far ahead compared to Instagram
Yeah,
on
and
giving that suggestion.
this is, and just like you mentioned, strongly believe this is also one of the reasons why TikTok is doing so well, because the support or the tools it has for video creation and upload are like super, super easy, super
Yeah,
fluid. Anyone can, open TikTok and within 30 seconds or within a minute, you can easily upload a very basic video on TikTok. It makes
yeah,
things really easy,
editing is super
and
easy.
I can,
Yeah,
yeah, and I mean, the tools and YouTube and Instagram are nowhere close to, the amount of options and or how easy it is to
yeah.
actually upload a video on TikTok.
Yeah, let me go back to
And
that list which I was referencing on the
yeah,
features that TikTok. So I said the short screen, short videos format for you page. The third one is sounds is discovery. Again, repeatedly using those same audio tracks, making them
yes,
viral.
yes.
This was
Which
something
which are
that TikTok
viral, which people are
introduced.
which they're
Yeah,
already seeing people show a lot of interest in.
yeah. Then the feature Duets and Stitch, where people then listen to that song, they try to create a new version of that song, and they try to create a new reaction to that song. So again, this was something that TikTok popularized. And then creator tools and effects, we talked about it, multiple filters, and it is so easy and quick to edit the video, like you said. Number six, hashtag challenges, which we'll talk more about because they also help you market on TikTok. One of the very famous one is Guac Dance, and Chipotle is such a big brand in US. They did this challenge in
Yes.
Guac Dance to promote their brand, and so that became very important. And then TikTok Shop. I'm not familiar with this one. Maybe you know this one. It says it's a seamless e-commerce integration, right
Yeah.
from video content in video shopping. I
Yes.
think something.
Yeah, just imagine, you are looking at a video of a favorite fashion influencer. They are just, trying out a new look, and they're posting a video that, hey, this is how this look is. Maybe this is how you can dress up on a beach. And when the video comes up, right below, you will have a pop-up which will have photos and links to those products. So you can actually click on those products and
Yeah.
just go buy. I mean, this is so easy and simple for any user, right? You're already seeing something being worn by a favorite influencer. You know how to style it, where to carry
Mm-hmm.
it, and you can just click on it and buy. So
Mm-hmm.
this is something we call today as uh, shoppable commerce or shoppable media. I'm forgetting what the actual name of this is, but yeah, this is all the rage. And
Yeah.
like TikTok is already doing it so well. Already on YouTube and Instagram are trying to do the same thing.
Mhm.
You're going
Yeah.
to see more and more options to actually buy products from a Instagram posts or videos or shorts directly.
Hmm. Yeah, this is amazing. Yeah, again, on that first part about TikTok as a social media platform, if you have anything else to share, because you
Yeah,
worked inside, like, so I wanted to know if you have
yeah.
anything
I
else
mean, one very interesting thing which most people do not know. I mean, we know TikTok is a Chinese company, right?
right.
So TikTok is not a company. TikTok is actually basically owned by a company called
ByteDance.
ByteDance. Yeah,
Yeah,
ByteDance based out of Beijing, China, of course. And to be honest, TikTok is not the most advanced product. So
that's
in
fascinating.
China, you do not have TikTok. In China, you have a different app called Douyin,
I've heard about this. Yeah.
Douyin. Douyin is basically the Chinese TikTok. That app was launched much, way back, and because that is older than TikTok, that is much more advanced. And based on the features which they see work well on Douyin or which do not work well,
Mm.
they created a new app called TikTok, which was for the rest of the world. I mean, we know China's
Yeah.
internet is, you know, in a way walled, and the rest of the world's internet works
Yeah.
separately. So they knew that if they want to do, take something global, they needed a different product. So they created this product called TikTok. And from my time on working at TikTok or at ByteDance, what I used to hear again and again was that Douyin is a much more advanced version of TikTok.
Oh,
TikTok is
wow. That
not
is very
close to it.
interesting.
So maybe this is also one of the reasons why TikTok is so good, because it's not a new product at the end of the day. Tried and tested product features are actually being pushed onto the global market. And the revenue numbers you mentioned, right, Pratik, were probably just for TikTok. And this company earns much more through their apps in uh, China. So this company here, ByteDance, is growing like anything. It's growing leaps and bounds through Douyin in China and
Mhm.
through TikTok in rest of the world.
Yeah, I was just hearing this another thing. I just found it today morning that about that other app, and but it's called TikTok in the rest 150 countries that it's in, and
Yes.
the content is in 75 different languages, so not just English or Chinese or Hindi. It's very interesting, and yeah, what happened in India too, right? It came like a boom, and unfortunately, it only lasted like
Yeah.
4 years,
From what
2016.
I remember, when it got banned, it had 300 million active monthly users.
Yes,
This
yes,
is
I
how
was gonna
popular
bring
the
that
app
up.
was.
And that, and even though 5 years have passed now, almost, right? 2020 they got banned, and Indian market could not fill that hole, right? Which TikTok created.
Yeah, it
The
could not.
Instagram
The
Reels are
day they,
trying hard. There was few more regional
yes,
apps,
yeah,
Josh and
yeah, a
Moj,
lot of
but
the day
yeah,
TikTok got banned, I think within a week we had three, four new apps in the market. I think there was something called Josh,
Moj,
ShareChat,
yeah,
Moj. I don't even remember all the names, but no app even came
comes
close to,
close. Yeah.
you know, the experience or the impact TikTok had.
Yeah. But why, like my next question is, why is it getting so popular? Even today, the users that are on TikTok, they spend more time than any other app. They say they spend 1.5 hours daily on this app, an average user on TikTok. And this is much higher than their
Yes.
combined time spent on Facebook plus Instagram. So what is it about TikTok again,
Yeah,
if you can?
maybe I'll try to give us kind of a scientific explanation first. So I remember from my time working over there, one of the things we used to talk about was, the reducing user attention we have. I mean,
Hmm,
imagine when we were,
hmm.
you know, young, our attention span was much, much larger.
Yeah,
Over time, with internet and mobile and everything else coming in, our attention span is very low. Every second, we're looking for something new, something else to do to give us that dopamine fix, right? We're on our phones all the time.
hmm,
Even while watching a live sporting event, you will be checking your phone every 10 seconds.
yeah,
So the user attention has reduced. And you know how little it has become now? Now it is said that the human user attention is as good as that of a goldfish at 7 seconds, 7 or 8 seconds. So if you want to watch a video on YouTube, you have to go start a video, and the video is long,
yeah,
right? It takes time. Similarly, it's different for the platforms. But in TikTok, they captured this 7 seconds of user attention. In TikTok, the videos have an instant hook within the first 3, 4 seconds, which just hooks the user up. And we spoke about how they're using AI ML to get more information about users and feed them only those things which they already know they're very interested in.
yeah.
Yes. And on top of that, one thing which TikTok did really well, which the rest of the world is catching on, is using creators.
Hmm.
So creators and influencers are people. I mean, as humans have already been fan of celebrities, we've always been following celebrities, but we know celebrities are different. They are, big, rich people with, extravagant lifestyles. And then come the social media influencers, the social
Hmm.
media creators. Users relate to them more because they feel, this is just another person who lives in the same city as I am, very
Right.
has a similar upbringing, similar, lifestyle as we do, and people connect more with these influencers. And TikTok
Correct.
has a lot of interesting and advanced tools for influencers for them to create more and more videos and engage with their audience.
Hmm.
So these are the I'll say the other two, three reasons why TikTok is
Yeah.
booming, and TikTok is doing it really well. If I can compare TikTok with, say, YouTube or Instagram today, just open the app.
Hmm.
TikTok, you just open the app, you directly have the For You feed in front of you, and you can keep watching one video after the other. If you're interested, you might go to the explore page and see what else is happening.
Yeah.
But then you look at Instagram, you open Instagram, first of all, you're confused. There are stories on top.
Yeah.
Below there are posts, then there are reels, then there are other things. It's like yours Instagram looks slightly cluttered with a lot of different things to do now. Yes. Similarly, even if you look at YouTube, YouTube has a normal videos part,
Hmm.
again, a tab for shorts, a tab for
But
the
mostly
people
you
you
see
follow.
posts. That's the first thing you see,
Yes.
right? And
Yeah. But TikTok is very simple. That you just do one thing, watch one video after the other. That's it. Not
Yeah,
confusing you.
100%. I think that's the catch. Keeping it simple, keeping it engaging. Best place, like if you want to de-stress, you just want to get entertainment, right? Like, yeah, why would you want to go to a news feed or a post when you're just there to catch a break? So I think that's what TikTok is still like is that's why it's more relevant. Let's talk about digital marketing on TikTok. What what brings brands to TikTok? Again, I'm very surprised because maybe because I work in the HVC industry where our average age of a customer is above 50 years. So we don't
It's a
use
B2B
TikTok.
industry you work with, right?
Yeah, but I can see
And
like yeah,
TikTok is,
if you're a gaming industry, if you're making shoes, then yeah, definitely you want to appeal to Gen Z or young people, and then but yeah, still like as a brand, why would I not go with someone big like Google or Facebook? Why would I go spend some money on TikTok?
yes. So, I mean, we already discussed how TikTok is going really, really popular now. I believe what you mentioned earlier, right? That the time spent on TikTok is more
Mm,
for users now than anywhere else.
yeah,
And on top
so
of it, TikTok is really engaging.
mm,
From, I mean, if you look at, industry metrics, industry averages, industry benchmarks, the rate of user engagement on TikTok is higher than any other platform right
mm,
now. If you can just see how easy it is interact with any TikTok video in terms of like, comment, share, which is not the same if you look at YouTube or Instagram.
mm,
So I believe two reasons work for TikTok really well. One, it has TikTok has become an eternal part of the user journey now. Almost all users, especially in the young bracket, TikTok, I mean the younger generation has been really taken away by TikTok like anything. TikTok has a very young user generation.
yeah,
And we know the young users of today, people in the, who are like in their early age, maybe less than 20 or less than 25 years of age, these users will be driving most of the purchases for businesses in the next 10, 15 years. So this gives them, first of all, a very niche audience, which they really want.
mm,
Second thing is it has a really high user engagement. So when you're showing your ads, you don't want users to just see the ads and move up onto the next thing, right? You want
yeah,
your ads to actually, users to actually interact
yeah.
with your ads. And yeah, and on top of this, TikTok is actually cheaper to advertise on as compared to Google's and Facebook's of the world.
That's a catch. Yeah.
Probably by design, or maybe because it's kind of new, or they don't not charging a premium to these advertisers. Because of this, brands want to advertise on them like anything.
Mm,
And ByteDance understands that, and it has hired a huge sales team, a huge operations team, a huge product team to
mm,
actually do this. And they have also developed a very advanced, I'll say, ad platform, which is, of course, called the TikTok ad platform. And I've worked on it. I worked on a
okay.
TikTok ad platform in my time over there, and I can tell you that Google's ad platform becomes complex. Why? Because it has loads of things to do. You can
Too
show
many
ads
things.
from
Yeah.
Gmail to YouTube to Google search to
Yeah.
anywhere else. Even if
Mm,
you look at Facebook, their ad offering becomes slightly complex because they're trying to do too many things.
mm,
But TikTok keeps it very simple. They
mm,
have two sections, one for brand ads, one for performance ads, and they have
mm,
three for formats in each section, three for ways to run ads. And it's very, very automated. It's not manual as many of the ad platforms, even today, not very clunky like Amazon ads, for
mm.
example, very easy to use. And they've designed everything to be friendly for these
Yeah.
businesses.
User
And it
friendly.
just works. It works really well. Why? Because you're getting engagements per ads.
Yeah.
And just to talk a little bit more about the ad formats which you might see on TikTok, whereas it's another place. Now, what is the first thing which comes to your mind when you think about TikTok? It's virality, right?
Yeah.
How,
Viral hooks,
going viral.
definitely.
So TikTok actually does that. It gives brands tools or ad solutions which actually help your brand go viral.
Yeah.
How do they do it? Engagements are over the roof, yes, but they make people participate in these ad campaigns. I'll tell you how. There is one really, really good example. Hashtag challenges. I mean, maybe you and me don't get it much, but it's still pretty much like a trend with the younger generations. So as a brand, they can actually buy a hashtag challenge. For
Mm,
example, say you are, say Nike, you can buy a hashtag, just do it for Nike. Or say the
yeah.
World Cup is coming, let just do it for, USA
Yeah.
in the Olympics or anything such. You can buy that, and you'll have a page wherein you have, first of all, videos from your creators.
Mm,
So you buy a hashtag challenge, then you work with creators, the popular creators, to actually do that challenge. The challenge can be very simple. So like just say, uh, wear a hat, maybe do some
Hmm.
dance steps, or
Yeah.
just show something like show a gesture you did to your mom, anything else. It's very simple, and because users are seeing that there's a challenge is trending on the platform, and their favorite creators are doing it, they also
They'll
want to do
get
it.
hooked to
And
the music, or they
yeah,
like the
yeah,
vibe, the
yes, and
sketchy.
it's
Yeah.
very easy to shoot the video. So
Right.
users actually shoot the video and they keep uploading it. Imagine how the amount of marketing engagement it gives to. Yeah, so at the end of a hashtag challenge, what is it that brands get? They'll get a big page with maybe sometimes the number of shares or
Hmm.
number of users, user reach for this hashtag challenge getting to the millions. Sometimes you get loads of influencer videos, and then you get loads of videos from users who have
Hmm.
actually interacted with the brand. It's not just about looking at the ad, making a click, it's actually about interacting with the ad. And
Hmm.
this helps brand create another level of ad recall or brand awareness. Why? Because the
Yes.
user has engaged with that brand.
Yeah.
So this is how you actually go viral.
So they actually found like the fastest way to create brand awareness, basically.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, not just awareness,
Yeah.
a lot of really good recall.
Hmm.
Yes,
Ye-
and similarly, they have really good, you know, formats such as, when you open TikTok, you can buy the first ad or the first video a user sees.
Hmm.
You can buy performance ads if you want to drive, user traffic, clicks, or maybe app installs or any other conversions. And the new feature these days is what we spoke about earlier, which is these the TikTok shop feature.
Hmm.
Brands are now increasingly tying up with influencers. Why? The influencers are helping them launch new products, sell their products
Hmm.
instantly through that platform. And of course, TikTok keeps a cut out of it.
No, absolutely. So I don't think there is any other platform which blends search intent, entertainment, and also that virality factor. That's the key. That make TikTok the very first and unique in a way. So
Yes, absolutely. And a differentiated, which is unparalleled, unmatched by
yeah,
anything in the market right now.
yeah. Like Google and Meta do have their advantages with the like they have been doing this for a while with their ad platform. Obviously, ad platform is more mature, but yeah, the TikTok, that virality thing, the viral hook that they are able to create with their audience, definitely set them apart. Which
Yes.
yeah, which makes me think about the scenario which what already happened in India, that TikTok might also get banned in the US, and wanted to catch your thoughts on that.
Yeah, so I mean, the reason TikTok got banned in India was because the tensions between India and China. India did not want, Chinese companies to be doing a lot of business in India. So
And
let's
India
see where
not just
TikTok
banned
is.
them, they banned 50 other,
Yeah, they
58
banned,
other
yeah, many,
apps.
many
Hmm.
other Chinese apps. So if you're a Chinese company, it's very difficult to come in and set shop in India and do business. Very
Yeah.
difficult. Of course, there's way around it, but yeah, it is very difficult. So where we are today, we know TikTok is an amazing platform. If the time spent by users is going through the roof,
Hmm.
brands love it because it gives them amazing levels of user engagement. So what is this doing? Who is winning in all this? It is uh, ByteDance, who is raking in millions and millions from the
Hmm.
US. And there is a lot of marketing spends now, which could have gone to other American companies like Google or Facebook. It's coming here and it's doing a huge business.
Yeah.
And we know this is like a age-old thing that US has always been in a tussle with China, always has been. And Trump, coming in with the style of being pro-America, pro-corporate America, and
Yeah,
everything
that's how
else,
he advertise himself.
was not happy with it. But honestly speaking, this ban or the discussions about this ban have been there for a long, long time,
Hmm.
even before Trump came in, even with this last uh, administration of Joe Biden. This was always there that tic- people think or believe that TikTok, being a Chinese company, will has ties with the Communist Party of in China. Hence, the user data is
Hmm.
not safe, and the access to so many users, it can be controlled by the Chinese government. And there has always been a lot of questions. I remember when I was looking at
Yeah.
TikTok, every week or every other week, we used to hear some new news coming in from India, rest of the world, that TikTok has ties to there's a Chinese government. TikTok
Hmm.
is this, that. Now ByteDance maintains a position that is not. It's a private company with no ties with the US government. It maintains
Hmm.
the fact that for its global business, which is TikTok, the servers are based in, Switzerland or Singapore or
Hmm.
Ireland or other places, and the data is not in China or from the Chinese government. But still, you imagine you have a Chinese company, with huge loads of user data. It's there on everybody's phone. People are spending so much time on the app. And on top of that, they're taking in millions of dollars. I think it might have gone in billions now, billions of dollars from the country to outside. So I believe all this has, in a way, made the administration kind of scared. And
Yeah.
just look at the conditions they have set. Now, it has not been banned outright, right? The
Hmm.
order which the US government came up with here is that for that TikTok could either get absorbed by a US company, which is, take controlling stake, which means 51% stake in TikTok's
Yeah.
business, or, to shut shop.
Hmm.
So the government understands that this is a huge money-making machine. This is something which is actually adding value and has a place in the market. So they still want it to be there. Hence, they want some American company to own it. And they have given, I think, and I mean, the when this order came in, I think they got a very small 30 to 60-day window, which has gotten extended, I think, by twice,
Yeah.
already twice. And if you remember Trump's swearing in ceremony, the CEO of TikTok, Crowley or Shochu, I don't remember his name, even he came in to meet
Hmm.
him with other global CEOs from, Musk to Zuckerberg to
Board
in the
of
company.
directors promised the advertisers will have more revenue in 2025. They actually, so they made 23 billion last year and they're estimating 33 billion dollars. And yeah, they're not shy in showing it off. Like they're
Yeah, it's
saying,
probably because they're already in talks, I believe, with some other US
yeah,
company. Because I mean, even look at it from a ByteDance perspective, right? It's a business at the
yeah,
end of the day, and it wants to make money. So
correct.
how can you ignore US? US is and is going to stay as the biggest market in the world. Just,
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure US must be maybe 60 to 70% of the revenue. If they
yeah.
have to exit US, they use a big revenue.
That's why ICC
And
is
US,
trying to market cricket in the US as well.
yes,
The
and
purchasing power is huge here. Mhm.
it's a big market they should be marketed in. So because of this, they really need the US market, and the US government wants to keep making more money.
Mm.
So they are in a way pushing TikTok to get acquired by a
Yeah.
US company such that they can also continue working. I honestly feel that this is something in the works already.
Mm.
Pretty soon, in a few months, we should hear some news about some American company acquiring it. I know in the past, Microsoft has bid for it, Oracle has bid for it. I
Yeah.
think even Elon Musk bid for it through a consortium of other
Mm.
investors. So
That's very
it is
interesting.
hot property in the market right now. People want, a piece of it. And why not when the revenues are all over the roof? Why not?
Yeah.
So I believe this is coming in soon. It will be acquired by some US company because I don't think ByteDance would want to leave the US market altogether.
But yeah, Kunal, that was very interesting. I hope our listeners
Yeah.
also will like this episode. So yeah, just to summarize, Kunal, thank you again so much for joining. And TikTok is very powerful tool. 1.5 billion users
Yes.
across the world. It has unimaginable engagement and discovery. And even though its future is uncertain in the US, but we cannot deny the marketing and cultural shifts that TikTok has created. So thank you so much, guys, and please subscribe to Data Driven Buzz.
Yeah. It was a pleasure being here, Pratik. Always fun to discuss all the digital marketing stuff with you.
Yeah, you
Look
have to
forward to
come up
coming
again
back.
with another agenda topic.
Absolutely.